This culture, this beautiful culture that we have at Catalina, has been fostered by those who came before us, as well as what you are doing today. And so I would like to, especially for our new students, introduce Sister Claire and Sister Christine, who served the school for over 40 years and are still serving the school. We thought it would be fun to hear some of their favorite traditions or memories and to have them have an opportunity to introduce themselves. So I'll turn it over, Catherine, to Sister Claire and to Sister Christine.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Miss Bradley, for inviting us to Assembly this morning. Seniors, I had the pleasure of knowing a number of you who came from our lower school, attended summer camp, or who are the daughters of my students from many years ago. I welcome you. Freshmen, the same is true for many of you. I'm really looking forward to that point in time where we'll be able to meet in person and smile at one another and maybe even touch one another. Will be a good thing. So I'm so happy that you are all here with us. As Miss Bradley told you, Sister Christine and I have been at Santa Catalina for over 40 years. And if you promise never to tell anyone, it's really getting closer to 50 years. So if you're good at math, you're going to figure out very quickly that we were not 15 when we came here to Santa Catalina. But so it's been a wonderful experience. There are so many wonderful memories that I really had to limit myself to those that were reoccurring in my mind. Among the most important for me for many of my years was my relationship with students, which included 30 years of living with and advising seniors. Now, as they tell you, you know, that there's a t-shirt that sometimes showed up on campus that says, I survived Catholic school. I'm here to tell you that I have a t-shirt that says, I survived the senior class. Not really survived. I loved every minute of it. It was wonderful. And what I really hold in my memory is the expressions of affection, the warm hellos, welcoming smiles, and greetings, often accompanied with a hug as I moved about the campus. I'm pleased that this friendliness and warmth continues today. And I even still, well, in the past, got the occasional hug, which I very much appreciated. My office, and I tell you this because it ties into the story, was in the upper school office area, first where Mrs. Duville is, and now where Miss Edson is. I tell you that because I had Old English sheepdogs for 30 years, and I had pairs of them, and they followed me everywhere. I taught math, and they came to class. One sat on one side, one sat on the other. It was sort of a different world dog-wise then. They were, I think for a part of that time, they were the only two dogs on the campus. But they came to church, they came to concerts, they were a well-known presence. And they were markers for me. I had occasion when I needed to hide from students because they were looking for me often. And so I'd have to hide the dogs because if they could find the dogs, they could easily find me. So that was just a very important, dogs have always been a very important part of the Santa Catalina experience. And now when I count the number of dogs that I meet on campus, we could almost have a special school for dogs. There are a lot of them and they're all very cute. In addition to relationships, the other thing for me at Santa Catalina that's been a very important part of life and sort of ties a year together have been ceremonies. They're the ceremonies of Christmas, you know, candlelight mass. In the past, we did food collection and basket distribution. That was always very moving. Now we have a number of community service projects that take place at that time, and Kris Kringles. And as we move through the year, ring sister traditions, which are very different from when I started here, but those continue to be a very important part of life. Alumni reunion, and then commencement exercises. you know, the honoring of accomplishment at prize day, baccalaureate mass, and commencement. And I have a special love for the two masses that for me in the year are, well, actually more than two, but I'll say parent weekend and Christmas and father-daughter and commencement mass, where we have a full church and full voice. And it's just a beautiful experience and beautiful additions to what other things we're doing at that time. Then we get to commencement and white gowns and red roses. So seniors, look forward to that, marking one of the significant rites of passage in your lives. So ceremonies number 2. And over the years, when I asked students what it was they appreciated most about Santa Catalina, the universal answer always was their friends and the faculty. And I see a puppy right there, Anna. I'll have to get Sam up here to do a little modeling show. I don't know where he is.
He's hiding.
Oh, he's hiding. All these recollections, before I got distracted with the doggy, but the relationships with our friends and our teachers really are priceless. And all of these recollections mark something very special about our school. And I'm speaking now really to the students. The faculty know this. And I encourage you to take advantage of the new opportunities presented to you. It's one of the reasons why I always loved the opening of school. It's a new beginning, a fresh start, and I'm one of those people who need fresh starts on occasion. Maybe none of you do, but I benefit from that. I'm going to close with, we're living in a very challenging time, which offers all of us great opportunity. And I've been reading a lot about Chadwick Boseman, and I didn't know who Chadwick Boseman was. I wish I had known him. And I want to share a quote with you from the commencement speech he gave at Howard University, found in one of my favorite magazines, People magazine. It's my 30-minute read a week that I enjoy. He said, "Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. So I say to you, Sister Claire, seize the opportunities you are receiving and play them forward. Have a wonderful year, and I hope to see you soon." Thank you. This has been a pleasure to be here with you this morning. And now I'm going to introduce to you my very dear friend, cohort, Sister Christine, who looks much younger than I do, even though I am.
Not true, not true. Are we shifting chairs?
Well, yeah, you can move it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. And I'm happy to be here and have a chance to say hello to you, but I do want to say I cannot improve upon or add to say anything that was left out of what Sister Claire said. We've shared all these years together, almost 50, and everything that she has just mentioned is close to my heart, dear to my heart as it is to hers. And so I share all of that with you, and I will not endeavor to repeat it or to explain further, because she's done it beautifully. And with the quote at the end, I think we could all take that to heart. My only thought this morning, again, is to focus on one time and space, and that is morning assembly. And here we are in morning assembly, and I was Dean of Students for years and ran with the, briefly, but with the help of the student body president and a whole lot of other people, morning assembly. And to me, it was always, and I see it this morning, and it's heartening to see everything that's happening at assembly this morning. To me, it was always a cross section of school life, because when you walked into the study hall filled with students, some would be studying, some would be congratulating each other from an athletic event won the night before, some would be coming off 2 weeks of a play in the Performing Arts Center and thrilled with the how well and beautifully that went. All kinds of things, birthdays celebrated, whether it was Christmas time with every desk decorated so that the entire study hall looked like one giant Christmas present. I don't know who we were going to give it to, but there it was. Or the seniors on their desks singing and cheering and starting out with just the seniors, and by 30 seconds later, the entire school on their desks singing with them, following the leadership of the seniors. And it was a room always, and an assembly always filled with spirit and energy and happiness. We certainly had some serious moments when we just had to talk together about different things that were of concern to all of us. But really an energetic time, and symbolic of all the best of the spirit of the school. So I would this morning, thinking back of the wonderful things that Sister Claire has just described of our experience over all these years, just encourage you to hang on to that spirit and hang on to that energy. It's hard right now, probably, or a little harder than normal. You're doing clearly a wonderful job. I would say hang on to that and look to the seniors. You know, the seniors are your leaders. Seniors, you've done a great job, and it's hard starting out, but you're the ones that are going to carry everybody forward. So look to the seniors, be grateful for them, celebrate them, and we all look forward to being back in that room all together again in person. And that time will come. But till then, hang on and hold each other together. You'll be just fine. And I'm happy to be here with you today. Thank you, Ms. Bradley and Ms. Bush, for the chance to say hello.
And here's Sam.
And here's Sam. He's got to come over. Oh, Sammy.
One of his favorite places is Sister Christine's lap. So it's fitting that she's holding it.
There.